these bras. Stay on my job, grind with my squad. 100 racks on my car, no license at all. No 10 on that thing, nigga, cause that's how we ball. All these fuck niggas flawed, suckers and frauds. My circle so small, stick to my script and just ball. First I pick up my bitch, and we shut down the mall. Had to pick up the tip, she tried to pay for it all. Bring some yak with my plate, garlic noodles and steak. Bouncing out the ballet, with all these tats on my face. People looking like, hey, black niggas stay in your place. But it's some shit they gon' think, and it's some shit they gon' say. Got to a brick from an 8, see that music's my fate. Switched it up from out my truck, went to the top of my state. And I Versace my waist, like Tupac in his hay. Brian Williams, how I built this all money estate. Whoa. My right hand to God. I put my right hand to God. Nah, I put my right hand to Jesus. Fly like an eagle. Fight with these demons. Shine light on my people. This life is a free throw. Success is a kilo. My wife is a C-note, but my mistress is Creole. I sip on that Clico while I'm banging that zero. Ghetto nigga like Cheetos that got more famous than CeeLo. Turn legit from illegal just like Pesci and Casino. Get JS off a P-roll, watch him blow up like C4. I rose from a Regal, Auroras and Lincolns. No pros on Alpinas to German drop top 2-seaters. Was young and prestigious, phone was matching my beeper. How the fuck you gon' reach him? He making more than his teachers. Moving forward with speed, all your morals are lead. Only focus is cheese, now the forest is trees. Not infected with greed, distort what you see. Your worst nightmare to need, justify your means. Hold up.
Five, four, three, two, one. Reviewers, what's good? Did you miss us? Good.
Where you been all my life?
We missed you as well. Where the hell have you been?
I feel like it's been forever since we've been on the air, bro. Like, what the fuck, dog? Like, maybe because it's just so much has been going on, bro. Like, I guess it just seems like time has just been like standing still or in fast forward, one of the two. I don't know what's going on.
All of those things, that's probably true because, as the reviewers know, Mr. Bridges, you have a complicated relationship with sleep, and sometimes it puts you in a time warp. You don't even know what's happening.
It does,
but
man.
That's all right. We're figuring it out because, damn it, we have a lot to talk about on this episode. If you are just joining us for the very first time, this is the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast. We appreciate you joining us. However you may be listening, wherever you may be listening, we appreciate you rocking with us.
Yes.
We are available on all platforms, everywhere. Damn it, everywhere. Your baby mama's Nissan Sentra, iTunes, wherever. It doesn't really matter. We are available to you. First and foremost, for the brand new reviewers out there, JB, why don't you take a moment to introduce yourself and what are you about in this game that we call life, damn it.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Jeremy Eugene Bridges. I am a 10-year NFL veteran, father of 6 wonderful
and an Aries.
children. Huh?
And an Aries.
And an Aries, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Aries gang all day, every day. So I do have a birthday coming up, man. Shout out to all the notable Arieses. You know what I'm saying? Pharrell just had a birthday. You know, a lot of my friends are having birthdays. You know what I'm saying? I didn't even know where Aries. Hell, my head coach is Aries. He just had a birthday 2 days ago. Shit, we winning over here. Aries gang for life, baby. So, again, Jeremy G. Bridges, I am a 10-year NFL veteran, retired, father of 6 children, coach, mentor, you know what I'm saying, big brother, believer in Christ Almighty, you know what I'm saying, and
God.
And yes, indeed, you know what I'm saying, owner, operator of the O-Line Academy, more to come with that, and half of this beautiful thing we call the JB and Benny Blue Review, my partner, old Benefit Rhinesmith. You know what I'm saying? The Earl Benefit Rhinesmith himself. Tell him about yourself,
Oh, the
buddy.
Earl, what a distinction. Oh, he's bringing it back, baby. That's right. The Savage Duo, your man, Benny Blue, one half of the Savage Duo with my partner, Jeremiah Eugene Bridges III, Jr., Esquire, Doctor, poet laureate, Nobel Prize winner, your man. You know what I'm saying? Stand-up comedian, podcaster, entrepreneur extraordinaire. Shout out to my home state of Michigan. That's where I'm at now. I got 3 shows this weekend, damn it. You can't miss me. I am in Holland on Thursday. I'm in my home city of the goddamn ski town on Friday. I am in Grand Rapids on Saturday. You best bring your ass because I'm coming in hot. You understand me? I'm coming in hotter. I'm coming in hotter than a paper shredder at Trump Tower, goddammit. I am not playing with you people. Also work with our guy, friend of the show, Kevin Robinson, with Pacific Home Buyer. So we're making that happen. The proud title sponsor of this podcast. And joining us on this episode is, boy, I tell you, one of our best friends, a family member, if you will, a fellow brother in savagery. And damn it, if he doesn't dress well and better than most of you motherfuckers, I don't know who does. He is an artist, he is a father, he himself is an entrepreneur, and he is the co-founder of the fine apparel group that has produced the Don't Be Dumb merch, which you can get at jbandbennybluereview.com /merch. Also follow us. Yes, also follow us at JB and Benny Blue. Joining us on the line is our guy and yours, Mr. Chad Carr. How are you, sir?
Yo. What's goody, y'all? I'm here. I'm ready to rock. What's good with you guys?
Sound like a straight rapper, sir.
I thought you was about to do a promo for a new album coming out. You know what I'm saying? Tell what club you're going to be at tonight. I was waiting on all that to happen. You know what I mean?
Right.
You already know.
Yeah, man. Well, new music coming, new stuff coming from Trends Collab. So don't you worry, we're gonna get into that and all his good stuff before we let him go. But reviewers, listen, we always try to keep things upbeat. And as JB mentioned at the top of the show, it was important for us to kind of, take maybe a little bit of an extra step back in light of what has happened. I guess it'd be over. Man, it's been over a week now. It's been a minute. Yeah. So for those who've been living under a rock, let me get you up to speed. What's happened? Unfortunately, we lost a great talent, a great beacon for those trying to, figure out how to really navigate the music industry and make quality music and really stand for something. Nipsey Hussle was tragically killed in front of his own store on his own block on March 31st. I was actually with Chad and, of course, his family. Shout out to Terry, shout to young Peyton, the young Prince. And we were enjoying the day, and then we found out a little bit later on that he had been shot, and then of course tragically passed. Apparently they've arrested someone. The current story is that it was someone who was, I guess, from his set or whatever it may be. That was, basically a hater, had a disagreement. Nipsey told him to get off the block because he was working with them people. And like a true hater that he was, he came around and killed the man. So, hopefully the justice system gets it right if he is indeed the person who did it. And just listen, we sent our condolences on social media. We want to make sure it's on wax. All prayers and thoughts and just all of the good energy JB and I can send to his immediate family, his friends, and anybody that was really affected by who he was and what he represented and his music. So first and foremost, just to kind of pay tribute to him, fellas, and Chad, I'll start with you. Just because obviously his main bread and butter was being an artist. So Chad, for you, what was your favorite Nipsey song? Like what do you get down the most to out of his catalog? What's your thing?
Oh man, to be honest with you, the one that really I know a lot of people have mixed feelings about it, but it was a one for me is when he did the Return of the Mac. When that came out, I'm a huge fan of the original. Yeah, he has a lot of good songs, don't get me wrong, and I do want to say first and foremost condolences to him and condolences to his family and all the fans. And when artists, especially myself, when an artist says thank you to the fans, it sounds cliche, but it really is true. And then when you see all the amazing people around the world, not just in the West Coast, but everyone showing tribute, it really does go to show how fans really, really looked at this artist. But my favorite, he has a whole good catalog, but the Return of the Mac was just it was just different for him to step out of the box to really get his name out there, and I thought that was really a banger. But he has a lot of good bangers, but I think that's the one that stuck out to me only because the way he flipped it, the original song, and I think he did it justice.
Nice. And yeah, you're right. I mean, with Nipsey, he wasn't really a traditional radio artist, and that was one of those singles, one of his few songs that really got a lot of run, especially on LA radio. JB, how about you? I mean, obviously, you know, we really love Victory Lap, and we're familiar with a lot of his catalog.
Right.
What I mean, out of everything, like, what is your go-to Nipsey song that you got to bang in the truck or at the gym or whatever?
Well, Young Nigga off Victory Lap is like my shit. I can listen to that song over and over again. Just, you know what I'm saying, the way it starts out, what can make a nigga want to go and get it, say he want to be with subs, and how he basically, like, he spoke of the evolution of his life, you know what I'm saying, like what made me start doing this? Well, I want the flash, you know what I'm saying, now, you know what I'm saying, bam, and I'm doing it like this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing this, and I'm doing that. So Young Nigga just, it speaks to me, you know what I'm saying, but I mean, he has, you know, amazing talent, this kid. I said this young man, he was a couple years younger than me. I'll be 39 in a couple of days, and he's 33. So, just unreal talent. And I tell people all the time, I'm not, you know, I think I've mentioned it on our podcast before. I'm not no bandwagon dude. I'm not no dick rider, but like I never really rock with Nipsey like that. You know what I'm saying? I always fuck with his music. You know what I'm saying? As far as like, okay, like, you know, Nipsey's on it, he go. You know, he can go. That cat can go. You know what I'm saying? Until, you know, Victory Lap started being made. And me and Benny can attest, we talked about this all the time. You know what I'm saying? Like the buzz behind that album and just reading about the album, things that were happening and people that he was dealing with and the way that he was going about writing, and he was creating a masterpiece. And I gained more respect for that man just reading about the album before I even heard a word of it. You know what I'm saying? And then just, you know, I coached football at Crenshaw High School for 3 years. I've seen Nipsey around, you know what I'm saying? I know things that he's done in the hood, and he's always around. That's just who Nipsey is. Just who he was, who he is. Hell, I say he is because he's still around. You know what I'm saying? He's still looking down on Crenshaw and Small Easy. So that Young Nigga on the album for me is amazing. You know what I'm saying? And that's my joint. But that whole Victory Lap, you know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? Like when it first came out, a whole month, man. I don't think I played nothing else for an entire month.
Yeah. Same with me. And I mean, in that spirit, I mean, to me personally, I think, you know, it's, the one silver lining is, I think he really did leave us with his best work. I think Victory Lap was his most complete album, and my favorite song is on Victory. My personal favorite song out of his catalog came from that album. That's Status Symbol 3. To me, that's like that. That's as much of a complete song as you want. It really speaks to I think where a lot of us, especially the three of us, are in like our path of building our brand and our journey. And I mean that shit. I mean, you can just ride out to it. It's a good gym record. I like the lyrics. It's one of those songs where it's like it almost kind of like it's this weird thing that happens toward the ends where it really kind of picks up momentum because he comes back in with like a third verse. Right. I don't know. Like that's if for those unfamiliar, Status Symbol was kind of like his Maybach music series, where he had a couple that had come out before. Blue
Laces too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like.
Correct. Blue Laces 2 is on a Victory Lap. So yeah, same type of thing. And you know, he had that presence of being a good MC, but also knew how to really fit the instrumentals that he was using and all that. So reviewers, this is what I want you to do. I'm going to plug this multiple times during this segment. Call the Savage Hotline. Again, that's 818-850-2804. One more again, that's 818-850-2804. No, it's not Who Mike Jones. God damn it, that's our number. Give us a call, leave us a message, tell us your thoughts, what you remember about Nipsey, and your favorite Nipsey song, and we will play it on our next episode. You got our word on it, damn it. From new reviewers to old, we appreciate you doing that. So again, give us a call, Savage Hotline, all that shit. Now, gentlemen, like I mentioned at the top, this dude represents a lot of different layers in terms of how to really navigate your career and build it in a way where you own your likeness, you own your intellectual property. So Chad, I wanted to throw this to you in terms of how he really built his brand, because it's interesting because obviously you're not an LA artist per se, but you started your LA journey at about the same time as he started getting popular as well. And I think the way he was able to do it is really building his brand through his clothing, through the marathon clothing, and then through alternative ways of marketing. Like, for example, people forget a couple years ago, he sold the album for $100 a piece. Yeah. And I think he ended up selling like 1,000 of them. And I think Jay-Z ended up buying like 100 of them. Right. So he would do different things like that that would really kind of move the needle and get the conversation going in a new way. So when you think about things like that, what kind of comes to your mind, Chad, in terms of like, what are the things that you looked at and kind of admired about how he was able to build his brand and really build an audience the right way over time?
You know what it was? To be honest, he is an interesting person in general. His music was dope, but himself was interesting. But he actually was out there speaking to the youth, because he knew the youth was the ones that are going to really listen to his music for a long time. So he was out and about in the faces of people. He wasn't really, I didn't see a lot of social media heavy stuff with him, but he spoke a lot online or on any blogs or anything like that. He really put it out there to make you listen to him more, and it wasn't really about the music first, it was about the culture first. So when you see him out and about, like I've seen him before, but I've seen him on plenty of platforms where he's just talking to people, literally talking, and then you just gravitate towards his music because he was such an interesting person and a smooth cat that you had no choice but to listen to his music. So his brand, really, it was him being true to himself, that putting himself out there because people wanted to be more accessible to him. But I like the fact that he kind of more gravitated towards the youth and not just the hood, and which is dope. You know, he did that. He did a lot of things, but the thing that he marketed himself the most was spreading positivity for the youngins coming up, and to bop on his music and to listen to him more, because you didn't really hear you didn't see a lot of social media with him a lot. It was really just radio interviews maybe, and really him doing positive things for the youth. But when you see that really makes you listen to his music. It wasn't the first thing you would gravitate to when it was marketing. Just every time he spoke before he passed, you were just listening to him speak, and I thought that was dope. But just the fact of him getting out there, really hitting the ground, because he was doing a lot of old school things, you know, selling out of the trunk, you know, of his car. He was still even doing that, you know, for a long time, but he was still grassroots, going to the youth and talking to people, and then you started listening to his music, and I respected that.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, I think what's interesting is like the way he did things in terms of building other business, like with his whole Vector 90 project. For those who don't know, it's basically helping, you know, kids of color, disadvantaged kids learn how to code and help them develop their own kind of startup companies and businesses. And that's something that he had right there in his neighborhood, on through things like, you know, buying the strip mall that he used to move that work in front of, and then he bought it, and he empowered people and put businesses in there. And of course that had his clothing store, and just the way he kind of navigated in terms of like really emphasizing ownership and having control of his master recordings and all these things that a lot of artists crave, but they don't necessarily, you know, if they sign deals too early, or they sign bad deals, or they don't really know how to navigate it, they may not be able to be able to have that type of power that he had through the actual music itself. So I agree. He actually put me onto a dope book that I think, Chad, I told you about, called Contagious, and it's about like the psychology around marketing. And I actually found out about that book through Nipsey, and that kind of influenced the way I sort of do my digital ads and stuff for my businesses, or like promoting the podcast, all that good stuff. A lot of that kind of information and viewpoint and ideology came from a book recommendation that I got from him. And other than Jay-Z, I can't really name very many rappers out there that I've taken book recommendations from. So it speaks volumes in terms of what he represented. Now, JB, in terms of representation, obviously it was no secret that, you know, Nipsey, stood for his set. You know, he repped the 60s. That was his people. And I think he did it in a way that was very much about community. And obviously, you know, gang culture comes with what it comes with. We all know this. We don't have to get too deep into that. But it's interesting because a lot of the lyrics that he had, and especially a lot of things he was talking about right before he passed, were kind of ominous and cryptic in terms of how people in your own set can turn on you. And JB, as you know, I mean, a lot of cats don't realize when people think of gang stuff, they always think about red versus blue, blood versus Crips. People don't realize that if you're Crippin', you could have issues with people in your own set. That's not uncommon. And I don't think people really realize that. And it's interesting what you saw, the reaction in terms of the peace rally, where you saw everybody from every different set walking through, hand in hand, walking through Crenshaw and Slauson. So JB, in terms of what he represented from that part of the culture, like you said, you coach at Crenshaw, your son played at Crenshaw, you've been in that community, you know cats who live that life. What is your kind of viewpoint in terms of how he went about kind of carrying the flag from that set, but doing it in more of a, you know, a positive way and staying true to his roots?
Well, the thing about Nipsey is you saw him literally morph from his old life to his new life. He banged the set and he banged it hard as a youngin'. You know what I'm saying? As he got older, he started to realize that, like he said in Victory Laps, sitting on my Lincoln, I was thinking, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna make 100 million in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Like the realization came to him that I'm not gonna do what I want to do by doing what I'm doing, right? So Nipsey changed the entire narrative of South Central LA to the young people. Like Chad spoke about, you know what I'm saying, about how he really spoke to the young people because he understood, and not to sound corny, but, you know, Whitney Houston said children are our future, and they are. You know, they are the future, bottom line. So no matter how you put it, why you say it, how you think about it, how you feel, the children are the people that are going to be running this thing one day when we old and can't even walk. You know, so he changed the narrative of South Central LA because in coaching football at Crenshaw High School, the saddest thing that I saw was that these kids, in their mind, felt like some of them felt like the only thing they could look forward to is becoming a gang member because their father was a gang member. If their father went around, their uncle was a gang member, right, or their brother he's a gang member, or their mom was a gang member. Second, third, fourth generations of gang banging, and this is what these kids have to look forward to. Nipsey said, no, that's not what you have to look forward to. You can do this, you can do that, you can do this, you can do that. These are things that are completely available to you. You just have to have the mindset to be able to say, you know what, I'm gonna not do this, but I'm gonna do this. All right? You're right, Benny, when you said about family, and the 60s are a street gang, but they're more family oriented than most street gangs in LA. So him saying the things that he said about, like you said it cryptically, you know what I'm saying, kind of like saying, hey, watch the people around you. Basically, like I said, I'll reference Victory Lap a lot. Circle got smaller, everybody can't go. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the bottom line. You can't take everybody with you, and there's over 1,660 Crips. Like, and I'm pretty sure Nip knew a lot of them. A lot of them knew Nip because of his fame and who he was. So, yeah, it's just the things that he was doing in the community, man. Nipsey was big. He was super big. Yeah. As you can see, like from all the ceremonies, you know what I'm saying, and the memorials that are going on around the United States of America for him, and the hundreds of people that are showing up and paying homage to this man. He was huge. His presence was felt because he was real. He was real, and his realness, the fact that he was real, the thing that was so real about him is that he wanted his to be better. Bottom line. He wanted his to be better. He don't mind, you know what I'm saying? Like, he wasn't one of those cats that just said, you know what, I'm not going to deal with the other side. I'm not going to deal with white people. I'm going to deal with you. No, he kept people around him that were going to make him better. You know what I'm saying? He learned from people, whether they're white, black, Hispanic, Jewish, it don't matter. He learned from people that were going to make him better, that were going to help him progress. But he wanted his own to be better first. Like, he wanted the hood to say, you know what, start investing back into the hood. Hey, you old gang banging guy, how about you kick back and you teach the youth that this ain't it? You know what I'm saying? How about, you know what I'm saying, that you tell them that you can be better than what I was. He wanted more of that. He single-handedly changed the culture of South Central LA. He did it himself. Like, he did it himself with his movements and his music. That's true. He did. And that's what you saw 2 days ago when Big U called all the gangs together, and you got 40s, you got 8 Trays, you got 50s, you got Bloods, you know what I'm saying? You got Pyrus, you got the Jungles, you got everybody walking that met up at Crenshaw and Slauson, and they walked across the street to the Nips strip mall, and that's what you saw. That's what Nip wanted. Wow. I believe that God puts gods among us. Like, really, I do. And, Nipsey was, and look, don't nobody quote me on this because I ain't comparing Nipsey to Jesus Christ, but Nipsey's life was Jesus' life. Nipsey was put on earth to save his people. That's what he was put on earth to do. All right? And much like Jesus Christ, Nipsey Hussle was, back then they called it crucifixion. Nipsey Hussle was assassinated. Nipsey Hussle wasn't shot down the street. Nipsey Hussle was assassinated. And I'm not even going to get started on that, but that man was assassinated. That wasn't no gang shit. It just wasn't. I'm a gang member myself. You know what I'm saying? I've lived in a gang community. I've lived around gang community. I know how gangs operate. I know how haters operate. That wasn't no gang shit, and I don't care who says it. Everybody's like, "Oh, it's you conspiracy, brother." I'm not stupid, brother. That's what I ain't. Right? I'm just not.
Right. No, listen. Bizzle, two words.
You
Bizzle,
pull,
2 words.
You just can't pull the wool over my eyes like that. You know what I'm saying? It just made me think that, it's the Malcolm X syndrome, right? This is what you have to see. Yeah. It's the same way they did Malcolm X, all right? The powers that be had to make it look like it was just black on black crime. So they had to make it look like it was just another gang member shooting another gang member in LA. So that man came and shot Nipsey 5 times. Nipsey wasn't dead when he shot him 5 times. He came back and he stood over him and shot him in the head. He had to kill him. He had to kill him.
Right.
Because if it was just if it was just senseless gang shit, he'd have hit him and ran.
Exactly. Yeah, 100%. Bizzle, two words to that because I agree with you. Government employee. That's all I'm gonna say. Always, that man may have he may have been in the set. That dude who shot him may have been in the set, but at some point he got jammed up, and then he decided to become an informant.
They got in his ear,
and then he was put on a mission. I mean, let's just call it what it is. He was put on a mission. So, like JB said, we ain't gonna get down to the boo doo doo doo, right? We ain't gonna get too deep into those waters. But JB, you brought real quick to put a bow on this before we get into our final section of this. You brought up 2 things that I think will be his lasting legacy. You talked about how I think Nipsey really encouraged older, like the OGs of different hoods, different sets, different colors. That you don't have to be the cat who's always just repping the set and on the block. There's a way that you can empower your people where you don't lose that essence of what you represent. But like you said, you think bigger than your corner. You think bigger than what you see every day. And I think, like you said, the way Nipsey utilized self-education and put himself around people that may not be from his neighborhood to lift himself up and thus lift the people up around him. I think, to me, that's going to be his lasting legacy. And hopefully, like you said, with the thing that Big U did and how everybody came together, hopefully we can finally see this era coming into the new decade where it's like, yo, like, we can all have our sets, but damn it, let's do legitimate business together. Let's create legitimate institutions, like you said, investing in your own neighborhoods, whether it's business or things to help heal, meditation, therapy, yoga. All these things can be started from all this cake that you can get from nutrition is probably the biggest of them all. And the cannabis industry, CBD, there's a lot of legitimate ways that all these cats could really be getting, like you said, JB, more money than they would, like you quoted with his lyrics, more money than you would get doing, 2-bit hustles or just trying to make a living selling a little bit of work here or running credit card scams or doing crap that's just going to get you jammed up, and it's just going to perpetuate the cycle and it's never going to lift up, like you said, those generations of those cats who've been doing this and not really getting anywhere in the grand scheme of things. At some point, man, like you said, you have to be able to, what it stands for the GDs, growth and development. There needs to be more emphasis on growth and development, and that will lift everybody up and thus stop the violence and just create a new world for people who deserve a new world and need to see more positivity. Now, speaking of positivity, before we let Chad get out of here, and I want to pose this to both of you because, gentlemen, as you like to give me the business sometimes here and there on this. Eventually your boy will be wifed up. Eventually your boy will have, little blues running around. But until that time, you both are fathers, and you both have had, that special, that woman that was holding it down. And I think that was something that he, really was a good shining light for in terms of, his kids, and especially, with the way he had his relationship with Lauren. So Chad, going to you, I mean, what listen, unfortunately, he won't be here to see a long life, but he's basically the same age as you, and when you kind of see the way he moved around as a father and a husband, how did what did that kind of ring true in your experience as you've kind of gotten older and got to that part of your life as well?
Yeah, you know what? The thing is that he stuck with it, and he did a lot for his kids. It wasn't anything he wouldn't do. And then when you backtrack and look at his stories of how he would raise his kids, he would always speak the truth to them and let them know about his past, even though they're really young, but he would still talk to them about it. But he would do anything and everything. I mean, he was doing a lot of things and he still had time. And the thing that I took from that is really just time and the effort. And sometimes, well, not sometimes, all the time, especially for him, it was sacrifice. So he was sacrificing a lot of his energy for the youth, the kids that he didn't even know, but he was doing it to provide for his kids as well. So a lot of things that he was doing, he was out a lot, doing a lot of things for the community, doing his album, but at the same time, he was still providing for his kids to have a really good future. And I think that's the key for me when I look at it, is really making these positive sacrifices to help your kids. He was always on the road doing this thing, but he always came back to his kids and always provided them a better life. And sometimes you got to do the groundwork to provide a better life as a father. You know what I mean? So he did everything and anything he could to make sure that they were good, man. Good. And you see the pictures online. He generally loved his kids, but he sacrificed a lot to make sure they were happy. And I think for me as a new dad, I had to understand that, I had to understand that the sacrifices has got to be made in order to make sure your family's happy. And it means that you may not be around all the time to see certain things or to be around. But when you're making these moves on the road as a dad to help your family, those things are needed. So that I took away a lot of that, man. And the fact that he was a good dad, he was just there when he needed to be there. And he did a lot of work just to have them have a better life. And I think that he went the extra mile. And I really like that about him.
Nice. JB, what do you think about that? Especially, like you said, him putting on for Crenshaw. What did you take away from, how he carried himself as a father and being down for his woman and really championing her?
Oh, yeah. I mean, there was no secret, that he found his queen in Lauren London. And as she put it, so eloquently and so painfully, she lost her protector, her sanctuary, her best friend. And that's what everybody's looking for, and it's just, it was, Nipsey and Lauren, is everybody's favorite couple next to Jay-Z and me. To me, like, especially like in the black community, and in the hip hop, community, they're number two. And it's like, for them to be apart now, everybody's heart goes out to London, and she's gonna be okay. Because like Chad was just saying, Nipsey put it down for her and them kids. And he, that's just a part of it. But Nipsey, if you ask me, Nipsey, the one thing I relate to Nipsey about, and people ask me how many kids I got, and I say, right now probably about 240, and everybody's like, what? I'm like, well, just to be real with you, like, I'm a coach and a mentor. So every kid that I come in contact with now becomes my son or my daughter. That's just how I operate. I don't, and when I was younger, I didn't have that mentality. So I would get in trouble and I wouldn't give a fuck, I wouldn't care who saw it. Even because my kids were like super, super young at that point. But then when I got married, I got a new family, if you will, when my stepchildren came about. And now I got older eyes and ears, that are watching me. And so now more responsibility comes to my shoulders. And I imagine that's how Nip felt, as he got kids, His older daughter is she's got to be 10, so 11, whatever, something like that. So when your kids start to get old enough to recollect and to be able to comprehend what's going on, you get a new respect and you get a new lease on life, because you can't let them down. People that have any kind of sense about them. And Nip had plenty of sense. And he didn't want, his baby girl, to be nothing but a queen. So he had to show her that, like I did when I was married, that this is how a woman is supposed to be treated. And, that's important for fathers to do, like, it's foundational. Everything's foundational. Like, it just don't take a woman to say, hey, you should expect this from a man. But when you watch your dad treat your mom a certain way, now this is how you're supposed to be treated. He did a great job of that. And as far as just like the kids, and the district, man. When I say the district, I mean the Crenshaw district, and all the kids that he's touched. But of course, he was in the Crenshaw district first. I mean, that was just him understanding what he was at one point and what he saw and what drove him to do the things that he did when he was young. And the mindset that he has, he's trying to instill that in them. That's why I said he changed the narrative of South Central LA and what the kids hear and see. He did that. And like Chad spoke about earlier, he focuses on the youth because he understands that this is the foundation. And if we can change their outlook and their mindset, then we can have a whole different South Central LA.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree.
Well put. Well, Nipsey, from the review, from I know from Chad, from all of us, rest in peace, brother. We're always gonna be playing your music, and I'm sure some way or another we're gonna be thinking about you, and just know that in some form or another, your message is always gonna find a way to resonate, and hopefully, like JB said, really lead, and Chad said, lead the next generation in multiple ways, whether it's learning how to build your brand, whether, learning how to really uplift your neighborhood and the people that have really been down for you. And like JB said, with that circle, making sure that that's tight. And obviously as a father, as a husband, and just a good citizen. So, rest in peace to Nipsey. Again, reviewers out there, please leave us a message, 818-850-2804. Tell us how he affected your life, your favorite Nipsey song, all that good stuff, and we just want to pay tribute to him. Before we let Chad go, Chad, of course, you got a bunch of stuff happening. Plug all your social media where people can find you, trends, collab, all that good stuff, please, sir.
Yes. You can find me on Instagram or all social media platforms at I am Chad Carr. That's I am Chad, ChadCarr. Come follow me on there. I'm working on my album right now. It's an EP called Dreamland 2044. It's a mixed bag. It's a time travel album. It's really paying homage to the past, present, where I think the music is going to go. So a lot of experimentation. It's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy it when it's out. I'm coming with it, man. And I'm just bringing it all to you guys, man, and I hope you guys enjoyed the music. Go to Trends Collab, www.trendscollab.com. We have a lot of apparel. We can custom make apparel for you as well. Shirts, crop tops, leggings, you name it. We got it. We're doing it for you guys, and we're going to be contributing a lot to some charities coming up, and I'll make sure I plug you guys into that with per purchase of a t-shirt. So we'll be getting into that later. I'm going to deliver that news to you guys once it's available. But check me out. I am Chad Carr. It's a pleasure being with you guys, man. This is a great opportunity. Can't wait to do this. Hey,
Chad, real quick, man. I'm gonna put in a special request from Trends Collab. I need a birthday shirt, man. I need a birthday shirt.
The 19th.
You do.
I need a birthday shirt, and I'm gonna tell you exactly what I need right now. I need the Ram on it, and I need it to say Aries Gang. You know what I'm saying? I need that shirt. You know what I'm saying? I need as a matter of fact, Chad, that's just an idea from old JB, man. Trends Collab needs to start making Zodiac sign shirts, you know what I'm saying, for everybody, every gang, you know what I'm saying? Not just Aries gang, Scorpio gang, Taurus gang, they're gonna sell because everybody likes repping their zodiological set. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all wax. Chad's all wax.
It's all wax, baby.
And JB.
Yeah.
JB.
That's what family do. You know what I'm saying? I want my whole family to eat, and I want to eat good.
Right.
I agree.
Right.
I agree. Done and done.
Yep.
Seriously, done and done. Let's do it. You will get a follow-up from me, and then let's do it, man. Let's do that. Let's get it out there. I know you're going to rep it well. Oh, yeah. We'll make it happen, that's for sure.
Follow I am Chad Carr. Follow Trends Collab. Again, they hold us down on the merch. Go to jbandbandithereview.com/merch. That'll take you to Trends Collab to get the Don't Be Dumb hoodie, shirt, and any additional good stuff that you want to get from Trends Collab. Chad was underselling the music. He finally gave me the goods of what's going to be on there. And trust me when I tell you, it is heat. Produced by Chad Heat. So let's be clear about this. So good stuff coming. We are going to play it on the podcast. Make sure to follow him, follow Trends Collab, all that good stuff. And JB, another good news. Shout out to our friend of the show, our homegirl Jazzy, who's laced myself. She's laced Chad. We will have our new logo by JB's birthday. God damn it is on wax. I'm not playing. We have it. Jazzy and I talked this weekend. We're good to go. She's been working on it. She kills it with the graphics. We'll plug her stuff as well. All that stuff, follow it. You know what to do. People, when we come back from our special advertisement announcement, JB and I are going to go over a little bit of our uninformed, informed March Madness recap and our prediction for the championship game, followed by a patented patented edition of JB's You Win It or Not. Oh, I got some shit to throw at the Bizzle man. Will he be with it? Will it be not? I don't know. Only he does. When we come back from our special advertisement announcement, but in case you forgot, goddammit, but how could you? Because we know you are in tune with what we are doing. This is the JB and Benny Review podcast, and goddammit, we'll be right back, bitches.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's up, reviewers? Have you heard about making money in real estate, but you're not sure how to get started? Now you have an opportunity to learn about the housing market while earning commission on new deals. Pacific Home Buyers is a Southern California-based real estate investment group that is seeking experienced and hungry phone salespeople to help them find the best homes on the market for sale. And the best part, there's no real estate experience required. Hours are flexible and you can earn big money on closed deals for just getting home sellers qualified. Call us now at 323-963-3417 for more information on how you can get started. That's 323-963-3417. Pacific Home Buyers. Your home sale starts here. Bam! All right, reviewers, we are back. This is the JB and Benny Blue Review podcast. Make sure to follow us at JB and Benny Blue, jbandbennybluereview.com for all past episodes and merch. Again, shout out to our guy, friend of the show, our brother and savagery. Chad Carr, baby, joining us, talking about, of course, rest in peace to Nipsey. We had a whole full segment, so make sure to run that back in case you missed anything. And again, please give us a call, 818-850-2804. Let us know, you know what I'm saying? Let us know what you're feeling about Nipsey, your favorite song, all that good stuff. And hey, we appreciate any shout-outs, all that good stuff as well. So make sure to hit us up on the Savage Hotline, all that. All right, so reviewers, you know what I'm saying? Tis the season for some college basketball.
Right.
And as you followed us from our last episode, you know we had our reviews patented, uninformed, informed NCAA March Madness bracket. Now, let's be clear. Basically, as we kind of alluded to, nothing that we really predicted, air quotes, happened. You have in the final game, you got Virginia and you got Texas Tech. But it wasn't without a little bit of controversy. Now, these last few games, I'm not going to lie, they were actually pretty good. The Elite Eight had some good games.
Right.
And the Final Four was cool. You know, Michigan State ended up kind of folding toward the end. But, man, JB, first of all, did you get a chance to see the Virginia and Auburn game?
I watched the entire second half of the game.
Okay, so you saw the good stuff.
Yeah, so basically what happened is that two things happened that basically swayed the game's decision. There was a missed double dribble call by the point guard from Virginia. The ball hit his foot. He tried to dribble behind his back. The ball hit his foot, and then he picked it up with two hands and put it back down on the ground. That's double dribbling. Then, not necessarily a controversial call, but not the smartest idea for a defender of Auburn. Last play of the game, if you will, really the last play of the game. And Virginia does a great job of running the play to get a guy in the corner to attempt a three-pointer. At this point, they're down by 2 points. And an Auburn defender comes over. And the right thing for him to do defensively would have been a flyby. You know what I mean by the flyby? He just basically runs towards him and eases off body-wise. And if he makes it, he makes it. If he don't, he don't. But you don't make contact with him at all. He didn't do that. He jumped towards him, landed, and the guy's lower body contacted him. So, of course, he gets 3 free throws. He nails the free throws. Auburn has 0.6 seconds left on the clock. Can't do anything with it. Virginia wins. So it was a good game. Virginia wins by 1 point. Good game. Texas Tech and Michigan State. Texas Tech just whooped their ass the whole game. I'm just gonna be honest, completely honest. Texas Tech's defense is unreal. And I was sitting there watching with my homeboy Cook, and I kept saying, I'm like, I've never seen a team play defense that well. I'm talking about never seen a team play defense so aggressively, so efficiently. The switches, the closeouts, the hot hands, like what in the Michigan State. We know how efficient Michigan State is in the basketball team. All right, they play old school, boring ass, move the ball around, make good decisions with the basketball, rebound the basketball, play decent, tough, hard-nosed defense, basketball, right? Texas Tech basically had them in panties the whole game. Like, literally had them in panties the whole game. The stars from Michigan State did good things. The point guard, what is his name?
Winston, the cat with the
Winston,
headband.
The point guard, and then, of course, their big man, he came alive towards the middle of the second half. Fant is that I think his last name is. But Texas Tech was just defensively too much for him. And Texas Tech showed some offensive skills I didn't think they had. They shot the three ball pretty well, and they attacked the basket. So that's maybe the overview of the two games that happened in the Final Four. Well, here's the championship game, which is going down on Tuesday night versus
tomorrow night, actually.
okay.
Monday at the time of this recording.
So Texas Tech versus Virginia. I'm going to say Texas Tech is going to beat Virginia because of their defense. The defense is swarming. They're athletic. They're tenacious. Again, Virginia is the same kind of team that Michigan State was. They might have a little more offensive firepower, but they're basically the same team. Slow motion, move the ball, get a quality shot, get out and play tough defense. Texas Tech is more athletic. They run more. They love a fast-paced game. They smother you defensively. And offensively, they're going to attack the basket. I'm going to predict that Texas Tech is going to get Virginia's quality big man in trouble, foul trouble, about midway towards the end of the first half. Second half, beginning of the second half, midway, he's going to be in really serious foul trouble, so he's not going to be able to play. And Texas Tech is just going to attack him and going to get up by 6 to 8 points and just kind of hold that lead the whole game because Virginia, like Michigan State, is not a team that can really come back on.
Right. Yeah, I'm going to agree. I'm going to pick Texas Tech as well. Yeah, I mean, I think that they're going to have a way, and you saw them do it to Michigan State. I mean, hell, JB, the goddamn score in the first half of that Texas Tech Michigan State game was like 26 to 24 or something.
Both teams had 30 points at half. Yeah.
Right. It was like a damn high school game watching that, and you're right. They really neutralized some of the playmakers from Michigan State that they weren't allowing them to really, do the things they should have been doing, which was get to the line, which is what they did during the second half of the game. But to me, was kind of a little too late at that point, because like you said, Texas Tech really kind of brought down the game to a defensive level. And by the way, shout out to that one kid. I think his name is Owens. My man, you gotta I pray for your health. I hope you have a good game in the championship game. But goddamn, son, you got to watch your head, brother. You hit your head in your own teammate.
Yeah.
You hit your head in the sideline.
You know what I mean?
Like this kid. Yeah, he was banging and getting concussed every which way yesterday. I'm like, golly, get this kid an ice pack.
He had a rough day yesterday, man. Then he came back. He emerged from the locker room like a Paul Pierce after, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, he did.
After his leg,
he did. And they were going crazy.
Broke.
Right. Yeah, but hey, hopefully he has enough time to rest to be a factor, and they have some playmakers. On the flip side, Virginia, they have the kid guy. He, like you said, the kid who ended up going to the line, hitting the clutch threes after the foul. The main score for them is that kid Ty Jerome, who's the kid with the double dribble. He's a good playmaker as well. So I think we have similar predictions. Texas Tech is going to kind of bring it down to a ground level and ultimately overwhelm them, like you said, with smothering defense and doing just enough offensively to get it done. Particularly, if that Culver kid can get hot, make some plays. That one kid, the Italian cat, if he can hit some shots,
right?
And yeah, man, them Red Raiders. Word to Patrick Mahomes, they may be having them guns up. And putting that net in the air and that trophy in the air, you know what I'm saying? That one shining moment, baby. Yeah. You never know. So we'll be watching. We'll see what's good. So that's that with the goddamn March Madness recap. We are both picking Texas Tech. But reviewers, it is time for the best podcast segment in the history of podcasts. That's right, I said it.
Yes.
I said it and I meant it.
Yeah. You said it.
Viewers, you know you love it because we cover a lot of different things and we got to see where the Bizzle man's mind is at. Production Q, the DJ DMD 25 lighters on my dresser. Yes, sir. Play that shit right now. It is JB's patented. You with it or not?
Yeah.
I got 5 topics to throw at him and we're going to see if he's with it. If he's not, the only ones who know are JB and the Lord himself. Yes. All right?
Yeah.
All right, Bizzle man. I'm going to start you off with the easy one, but goddamn it, we have to talk about it because it is a trending topic and we got to do it in our own way. All right, reviewers, when you're good at something, of course you got to pound your chest. You got to have confidence in yourself, but there's a fine line, JB, between confidence and delusion. You mentioned it in terms of coming out of the locker room. All right. This guy, Paul Pierce, says he had a better career than D. Wade. It's close. It's closer than people think. But listen, of course he's going to say himself, and as he should. But I'm not sure if the Bizzleman agrees. So, JB, simply put, has Paul Pierce had a better career than D. Wade County?
I said this on our friend of the podcast, his show, Javon, yesterday, the Easy Show with Javon on NBC Sports 1060. Run that back, check your boy out on that. No, he didn't. He didn't. No, Paul Pierce. First of all, I'm going to pay homage to Paul Pierce. He is a phenomenal basketball player. Hall of Fame for sure. No question about it, hands down. He's one of the greatest that ever fucking laced up the sneakers. All right? But as I said on the show yesterday, take away the rings. Take them away. All right? Which Wade has 3 and Pierce has 1, by the way. Take those away. All right? And you look at the numbers. Numbers do not lie. Paul Pierce, you did not statistically have a better career than Dwayne Wade in the story. Sorry, folks. Sorry, folks. Yep. It just is what it is.
Paul's for a man that's called the truth. You are certainly living in lies, son. Lies, I tell you.
I call Paul Pierce, and I laugh about it. I call Paul Pierce Mr. Me Too, because he's always adding himself in to a greatness discussion. Always. Yeah. Like he's like, hey, don't forget when I did this. Like, nah, bro. Like, nobody, you can't do that. That's like being a self-proclaimed real nigga. Like, you can't call yourself a real nigga. Somebody else has to say, you know what?
Right.
That's a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? you have to earn that reputation.
Get that stamp there, buddy.
Right. You can't call yourself the baddest bitch. Like, you know what I'm saying? Trina tried to do it back in the day, and it just didn't work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to be deemed something, right? So he earned the nickname of Truth. Okay, that's awesome. But sorry, Truth, your truth is that your career wasn't better than Dwayne Wade.
Right, and that's correct. And again, Paul, you know what I'm saying? You're a Hall of Famer. You're a champion. You had a great career. So don't worry about it, baby. You'll be all right. You're in there. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. All right. So
like you, but I mean, you know what?
Wow.
Sorry.
Paul, you're all right, man. You know what I'm saying? Be easy on these NBA countdown shows, all right? That's all we're saying. But good. It's good to have confidence in yourself, because damn it, you're a champion. Nobody can take that away from you.
That's right.
All right. Now, JB, keeping the basketball, and speaking of, you know what I'm saying, possibly taking something away, I'm curious to get your perspective on this. As you know, as the reviewers know, I've said this many times in this podcast, JB will be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yes.
It may not be as a player, but damn it, it will be as a coach or executive.
That's right.
One way or another, goddammit. However, not everybody gets in, or at least they don't get in on the first try. So the Basketball Hall of Fame listed their selections. Now, I don't have the list in front of me. I'm not going to go over that. All I know is 2 players that have a dear spot in my heart for different reasons, and I think are deserving. May not be first ballot deserving, but I think are deserving, have been left off this year's list. That's Big Ben Wallace of your world champion Detroit Pistons, and Chris Webber, of course, the Fab Five, had a really good NBA career, and I think he is worthy of being in there. But JB, what do you think? Ben Wallace, C-Web in the Hall of Fame, you with it or not?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. I mean, look, just based on pure talent and things that they've done as basketball players, hell yeah, they belong to be in it, man. So right now, I'm looking at Moncrief, Divock, Stigma. These are guys that are going in. That's the Bobby Jones, Sidney Moncrief, Weatherspoon, and I don't know if is that Clarence Weatherspoon that's going in there? I don't know, but either way it goes, hell yeah, they deserve to be in the Hall of Fame, man. I mean, that's, I can't speak much for the Basketball Hall of Fame, but the Football Hall of Fame is just, it's a complete popularity contest, and I don't know, maybe the NBA Basketball Hall of Fame is less biased, but I don't know. Those 2 guys, man, even though Ben Wallace had a championship, right? He won a championship with Chauncey Billups and them.
You damn right. They beat the Lakers in 2004, and he was Defensive Player of the Year multiple times. So,
right. So most definitely. And then Chris Webber, man, just a unreal basketball player. You know what I'm saying? He just put up stats, and he was just solid. One of the best power forwards the game has ever seen. So they might not get in this year, but they will. So yeah, hell yeah, they're Hall of Famers. But good luck to them next year.
Right, there it is. All right, now keeping it basketball, but also tying in football. JB, I'm not sure if you're aware of this. I wouldn't be surprised if you are, but it's a very interesting wrinkle. Now, look, JB's beloved Phoenix Suns have let's just say they've been stacking talent, but for one reason or another, it just hasn't really quite come together. Man. Although Devin Booker plays his ass off, that dude is a walking triple-double. He's really, really good. But the Suns have fired their GM, and they are in the process of looking for a new one. So what did they do, JB? They brought in your guy, friend of the show, your personal partner, Larry Fitzgerald. You know what I'm saying? They brought him in as a consultant to help the Suns hire their next GM. So, JB, Larry coming from the football side, going to the basketball side, helping out the owner, Sarver, look for, who apparently has a really good relationship with, he says, look for the next GM of the Phoenix Suns. Are you with it or not?
You know what? I'm all for it. You know what I'm saying? Larry is a staple in this community. Everybody respects and loves Larry. He's a lifer, Birdgang all day. Sarver, you're the problem. Sorry. I'm just gonna be real. We talked about this yesterday on my guys' show, the Easy Show. Shout out to Fun. All right. Sarver, you're the problem. All right. You're walking around holier than thou, and you're making a relationship that people. It seems like people are. You're the guy. Every once in a while, we have to look in the mirror and say, you know what? I'm the problem. So Sarver, here's what you should do. All right. Whoever this GM that you're gonna hire. And hopefully Larry helps you find somebody really good and has a great eye for talent. And we can restock our scouting department. And we can bring some stars in here so we can get our team back to a glorious state. Sarver, sit your punk ass down and let him do what the hell he's supposed to do. Sit your punk ass down and let the president run the team. That's what you hired him for. So let him run the team. All right? Whatever reason, you're just not a very likable guy. All right? Bottom line. So this is what I'm hearing, because I don't know much about you. I just know you're a real estate tycoon who happened to buy the team. You don't know shit about NBA basketball. So hire people that do. Sit your ass down and run and own the team. Shit. The fuck out of here. Yeah, I'm with it. Fucking help. Please, Larry, help. Do something. Shit.
Nice. Okay. All right. So now we're taking it to the world of music and film. Now, JB, as you know, one of the greatest films representing that ooey, that sticky icky, you know what I'm saying? Them trees is it's a classic film, How High, and they've been talking for years about How High coming back, the sequel. It's been in development for years. However, today, and I'm not sure if you saw this, but today I saw the supposed trailer, and MTV's behind it. Apparently, it's official. I saw the official trailer for How High 2. The movie stars DC Young Fly. He's a social media cat / comedian. And Lil Yachty. Mike Epps is in it. A few other cats are in it. And JB, I'm watching this saying, oh, great. I'm going to see Method and Red, and it's going to be all good. Here's a problem. I did not see Method and Red in not one goddamn clip. So from what I understand, reading some articles, Method and Red are not involved in How High 2. JB, How High 2, with that knowledge, are you with it or not?
No, not at all. DC Young Fly, you know what? Shout out to you and all the success you have. I don't think he's that funny. That's just my opinion. And then Lil Yachty. Why would I want to watch Lil Yachty do anything? All right, he's like, that's just my opinion. Like Lil Yachty, you know what I'm saying? He's an artist. He's a talented artist. He's passionate about what he does. I respect him as an artist, but I don't think he's a movie guy. I don't think he's a movie star. I don't think he's an actor. I think they really fucked that up. They blew that. All right? They blew that. Listen, if the Bad Boys movie franchise can keep Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they old as fuck right now, you know what I'm saying? Just like looking at some of the motherfucking the shit on Will and Martin's page about them the shooting right now. They just look old as fuck, right? They just look so old and crusty right now. But they're still there, okay? Right. Meth and Red could have had something to do with this movie. Like, so the fact they're not in the movie, I don't want to see it at all. I don't think it's not. It's gonna be so low budget. It's like, no, I'm cool.
Correct. I agree 100%. Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? You can't take that away from them. They made that movie.
Man.
That movie is an institution.
Yeah,
and I mean that just.
I don't know. First of all, it should have been touched. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just gonna be real with you. Like, they shouldn't even try to remake it. You know, it was such a classic, and there was nothing else you can do to it. Unless you're just gonna hold the name and then completely redo anything and everything about it, like that's just weird.
Yeah, and I mean, especially younger reviewers, I don't think you understand. Like, Method and Red are a legitimate comedy duo. Like, they were great together.
Yes.
Like, Meth was a little bit more dry, and then Red was more hype, so it worked great. Like, they had a great chemistry. Kind of like we do as the Savage duo. You know what I'm saying? We ain't fucking playing out here.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's very, very similar. We just, you know what I'm saying? We just... It's like a perfect goddamn, you know what I'm saying, tennis match where that ball just keeps going over the net because we can keep that shit going.
Blows
you know
like the river now.
Bam. And finally, JB, speaking of keeping it going, your final item here for your patented You Would or Not segment. Speaking of the Hall of Fame, WrestleMania is always a time when they do the new inductions for the Hall of Fame. And your man, you know what I'm saying, the sharpshooter himself, Bret Hart, was in there giving a speech, and some douchebag climbs under the ring like he's fucking Bam Bam Bigelow and tries to tackle him and proceeds to catch a goddamn beatdown from 10 people. However, this is what I propose. I think if old boy really wants to come out of the crowd and get busy with Bret the Hitman Hart, I think that they should have a fair shake to get it on. So what do you think about this? Bret Hart gets his payback against the fan that tried to come in the ring and tackle him when he was at the podium. You would it or not?
Yeah, fuck yeah. I mean, you know, wrestling is just a fucking show. That's all wrestling is. Like look, I hate to ruin it for you young people who really think that wrestling is real. It's not. It's choreographed. It's scripted. It's a big ass movie. It is. That's all it is. It's a huge fucking. It's a huge reality show. That's all wrestling is. It just happens to be people getting smacked around and goddamn body slammed, and you know they got these big, huge, larger than life characters. You know, one of the it's crazy as hell. Corbin Barone is one of my homeboys. Like, you know, he played football with us when we were when I was with the Cardinals back in the day. His name is Tom. I forget his last name, but Tom used to always tell us that he wanted to be a pro wrestler. It's crazy. He spoke that in his life. He manifested it. And he is one of the most popular WWE wrestlers right now. Corbin Barone. Shout out to my guy. You know what I'm saying? But it is staged. Hell yeah, it's staged. So this guy, this fucking lunatic, he's probably fucking 47 to 50 years old, comes running out of the crowd to try to tackle, you know what I'm saying, the Hitman himself. Like, get the fuck out of here. Hell yeah. Let him get in the ring. Yeah, let the Hitman. How old is the Hitman? About 60 right now? Like,
yeah, he's up there, but I got my money on him because, like you said, it is choreographed, but it's still physical. It's still athletic.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I get it. Of course, it's athletic. You know what I'm saying? That's what makes him professional. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, hell yeah, Bret the Hitman Hart, get at that fool, whoop his ass. You know what I'm saying? It should be on the next SmackDown. You know what I'm saying? Special match.
No shit.
Fan versus the Hitman.
Right. There it is. Get you a fair one, Bret. All right, reviewers, that's it. This has been another quality episode. Again, we are available on every platform: iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, TuneIn, CastBox, Spotify, iHeartRadio. Full episodes on YouTube. Shout out to our friends at the KSRN Network, live from the desert. Earl, Javon, Sean, everybody
boys out in the desert.
You know what I'm saying? Follow us at JB and Benny Blue, JBandBennyBlueReview.com for all past episodes. Again, hit us up on the Savage Hotline, 818-850-2804. That's it. Bizzleman, any final thoughts to the reviewers before we get on up out of here and enjoy the rest of our goddamn weekend?
Look, man, hey, love yours. You know what I'm saying? Continue to strive for greatness. Put energy into things that you believe in, things that you love. All right? Raise your kids to be respectful. Raise them to love others. You know what I'm saying? To have empathy for life and other people, you know what I'm saying, and other people's lives, the way that they live and the way that they think. So we got to make this world a better place, man. You know what I'm saying? This is the bottom line. We got to do better because powers that be want to keep things the old way, but we are the power. We are the powers that be. We stand together.
That's it. That's all that needs to be said. Reviewers, we love you from sea to shining sea. And until next time, stay safe, stay blessed. And I'm saying, keep living the way the good Lord intended, and goddamn it, you'll be all right. This is the review. We are for the people. And
Always.
we are out, baby.
Holla.
Yeah. Peace.